So, Tommy, a disappointing defeat, but not without its positives. What are the main takeaways from that, do you think?
Well, we've taken nothing in terms of anything worthy of, we've scored a couple of goals, should have scored more, but the manner in which we've conceded the goals near enough identical. The first two's down to one real poor error times two from the same person. But again, like I always say, we'll not criticise the individuals who are making them errors, because we feel that they're lads who are at the top of what they can do at the moment, and we haven't got a lot of options to do other things. So it's really difficult to take in. Coming out and speaking to you after me just having a quick chat with the players there, it's frustrating for me, because we've come away from home again and scored another 2 goals and not taking anything home, and that's about the 4th time we've done that this season without winning a game away from home. We have won games away from home, but what I'm saying is, to score 2 goals, you should be taking something back. The manner at which we've had to work to score our goals is a lot more than what they have. We've gifted them probably 3 at least of the 4 goals that we scored. So therein lies the problem, and I would be more worried if I didn't feel the lads were given what they've got, but I think they are. So from that point of view, we've got to regroup. There's no favours given in this division. You've got to get yourself back down on the training ground as quickly as we can and prepare ourselves for another game on Tuesday.
As you said yourself, it was a unfortunately timed set of goals that happened both from long balls over the top, both mistakes. But since that happened, the score was 2-2. I mean, are you happy with how they?
Well, that's. I'm surprised you said that, because that's something I have to look at as a positive. If them 2 errors aren't done, that game's a 2-2 draw. But if my auntie wasn't the auntie, she'd be my uncle. Okay, so from that point of view, it's okay that, but to heavily blame that one person, I won't do that in public. Other people want to do that, that's their right. It tells me more about them than it does about that person, because I know he's trying his best and he's made a couple of errors. So ultimately, the positives are we have come away from home, scored 2 goals. That should be enough to take something home, and it hasn't been, because we were deficient in a couple of situations. I thought the first 6 or 7 minutes I was just looking at their box thinking, look, we're going to score in a minute. Yeah, Ryan Jones started the game and continued to be a thorn in their side all night. That was a huge positive with his first start this season. And I thought we picked them off quite well to get in their box, and we just didn't put the ball in the goal as often as they did. That's the crux of it.
And as you said, that was going to be my next question, was Ryan Jones's first start of the season. Are you happy with his progress?
Yeah, it's been difficult for me not to let him loose earlier. Listen, we know he's a great talent, and we've missed him. He's a provider, and he's also a goal scorer, to be fair to that. So, medically, you've got to be careful that you just don't chuck him in the moment he starts training again, because he hasn't got the minutes or the build up of minutes. So we've handled him well. Hopefully, he won't have an adverse reaction to having getting through his first 90, and he can crack on, because he's somebody like others who are currently in a medical room. We desperately need them.
And Josh Barrett handed the captain's armbands for this particular one. Is this something you're still sort of trialling around the squad, or do you have it more in your mind?
Yeah, not really. It's one of them things where I want more leaders, and I want more people to evolve at this football club because of their age, their experience, into leading. And we've got a few lads who are very good at it, on and off the pitch. And ultimately, it's an armband that one of your players has to wear. I mean, I was captain at clubs, but I didn't have to be a leader of men. So I think there's too much looked into it. It makes no difference to me. All it is a different page in a programme.
And finally, looking forward to Braintree on Tuesday. It's been the busiest of weeks. It's an unforgiving schedule. You've got 1 really, really promising result and a clean sheet, and then 2 quite gutting defeats. So what's the sort of mood leading into that one, and what we're looking to do?
Well, it's not as good today as it was last Saturday, obviously. We've got to sit on a bus and regurgitate it all, analyse what we've done, who's played, where they've played, and can we do something slightly different. It might be that we have to put a square peg in a round hole, because they just might be slightly better at a certain thing. But I think the players are hurt. They're hurting, but they understand. They understand. They're the lads who crossed the white line. I think the information we give them about the opposition in every game we've played has been spot on. Our route to their goal has never been stopped yet by anybody, other than when 1 or 2 of our players didn't pass the ball well enough at Carlisle. Other than that, every single game we could have won the game, and it's easy this, because I'm not going to name names because individuals are making errors that are so horrendous. It's compounded by a second error very quickly, usually ends up in your goal. We talk about an error or a goal usually starts with a snowflake a long way away from your goal, but it very quickly goes up and becomes a big snowball effect after a mistake and a mistake and a mistake. It ends up in your net, and that's happened far too many times.